Hi everyone, welcome to my first makeup tutorial. I wanted to do something sort of wearable with a bold, bright red lip. I thought the red lip would be perfect for Valentine's Day. So if this is the kind of look you're into for Valentine's Day, please continue watching. Alright, so now we can go ahead and prime my skin. I'm using the SMASHBOX Photo Finish Primer. I've already moisturized my skin with the Drunk Elephant C Firm a Day Serum and the Be Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. I really like this combination, and I love this primer. It makes my skin just perfect to accept foundation. The foundation I'm using is the new e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade Porcelain. I really like the finish of this, but the smell, man, the smell is intense. So if you have a problem with scents, this might not be for you, but the finish is beautiful. I'm applying this with the new L'Oreal sponge. I really like this sponge. I usually use the Real Technique sponge, but this one might be my new go-to. It's a little more firm than the Real Technique sponge, and it just blends foundation out just beautifully. You should pick it up. Alright, so we're just going to blend that out and then go into concealer. For concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade 120 Light. I really like this foundation. I really like this concealer. It's perfect for my skin and it just blends right in. It's the best drugstore concealer for sure. Alright, now I'm just going to flip that sponge over and use the pointed side to blend in that concealer with my foundation. This foundation blends really well with other products, which I love because that's not always the case with all foundations. I know one of my favorite foundations, it's the Makeup Forever Water Blend Foundation, just does not accept concealer well. But I still love that foundation. Either way, I really enjoy how this foundation blends in with other products. It just goes really flawlessly, and if it wasn't for the smell, I'd probably use this all the time. So now that that's all blended in, I go over my face and make sure it's all smooth and even, and now we're ready to go on to setting powder. For setting powder, this is the RCMA No Color Powder. I just switched it into a little container that I got off Amazon, because if you have this RCMA powder, you know the packaging is bullshit. Excuse my language, but it is. I've spilled it all over my floor on many occasions. So now I'm just going to bake my under eye area a little bit with thick powder, and then I'm going to go over the other spots that I put my concealer to just kind of set it. I end up going back in one more time with my e.l.f. brush. I can't remember the name of this. I'll look it up and put it in the description box below, but it's one of my favorite brushes by e.l.f. I'm just setting those places where I put concealer to make sure they are completely set and not tacky to the touch. So now I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Light. I love this bronzer. You know, I wasn't really much of a bronzer person until recently, and I'm completely noticing a transformation in my face since I started using it. And plus, this stuff smells exactly like a pina colada. So what are you going to do? You got to use it. If you don't have this, get it. It's like $13. It's crazy affordable. It's like the perfect undertone, and it's just beautiful. It just makes your skin look sun-kissed and perfect, and I'm obsessed. So next I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Just kidding, that is not my go-to for brows, but I do like to use the spoolie to brush out what I do love, however, is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. As you can see, I have hit pan. I've gone through several of these. Wrong brush there, so let's go with an angled brush. But either way, I've gone through several of these. This is what I use. This is what makes my brows look great. I have tried different brow products, and I always come back to this. This, with the combination of a good brow gel that like highlights your hairs, just makes the brows look so good and so natural, but not too natural, if you know what I'm saying. I like a little bit of a bolder brow, and this is just beautiful to me. So go ahead and watch me fill in these bad boys. And that is it. Now that we're done filling them in, we can go in with this Essence Make Me Brow and brush up the hairs. I like to kind of brush them up and make them look a little fluffy and feathery, and I find that using this shade, which is a little darker than the powder I've used, really highlights the brow hairs, makes them look a little more natural and a little more, you know, normal. Alright, so then go ahead and clean up any little bits of brow gel you got on your skin so they don't look crazy, and now they are good. So it's time to dust away that bake. It's been sitting there long enough. Just brush it away with that same e.l.f. brush that I used before. I find that it's perfect for this. You know, this brush is just perfect for all things. I love this brush. Oh man, now I just need a quick drink of coffee. It's been a long day, and it's been raining all day in LA. Oh, wait a second. You guys want to meet somebody? This is Bowser, and he's a dick. Alright, back into it. This is the Pure Cosmetics Cheek Stain in the shade Prosecco. It's really pretty. I got this in my BoxyCharm this month, and it looks intense, but if you put it lightly on the cheeks, it's so pretty. It gives you a little bit of life, and it smells amazing. I think it smells like pomegranates. And now I'm really not sure what it is. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I mean, look at that color scheme. You know, it is beautiful. So I'm going to go in first with the transition shade that I like to use. It's Soft Ochre. It's that nice goldy shade. It's perfect for any warm smoky eye, and I am a warm tone girl, so this is my bread and butter. So I just worked that into my crease for a while, and then I'm going to go in with the next shade, and that is Burnt Sienna. It's another really beautiful shade for all warm tone eyes, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff that into my crease. Alright, so once I get that all blended and seamless, I'm going to go in with the next shade in the palette, which is this pretty orange shade called REALGAR. I get a smaller, more precise brush on this one, and I'm just working this one directly in my crease, not really blending it too high. Now I'm going back in with that golden ochre and making sure that everything's blended out nicely and that there's no harsh lines, because Mama doesn't like any harsh lines. So now I'm going to go in with the darkest shade in the palette. It's called Cyprus Umber, and I'm going to be focusing that just on the outer corner of the eyelid and a little bit into the crease, and then blend it out. You'll see me have a little more trouble with my left eye blending, and that's just because for whatever reason, no matter what products I use on that eye, they're just harder to blend out on the outer corner. Does anyone else have this problem? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, next I'm going to take the lighter shade in the palette. It's called Tempera. This is a beautiful shade for highlighting your brow bone, so I'm going to put that on my brow bone and all over the lid and fill in all that empty space. And then I'm going to just grab a fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend that all together. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so once I get those all blended and seamless, so there's no harsh lines, I'm going to go into the palette again, and I'm going to grab that shimmery pinky shade Vermeer, and I'm just going to pop that on top of the white with my finger. I just felt like it needed a little bit of shimmer, and then I'm going to blend it all together one more time and make sure it's seamless. Alright, next I'm going to take golden ochre and burnt sienna again, and on this little e.l.f. packing brush, I'm not really sure what this is called, I'm going to blend it on the lower lash line and really smoke that out and make it pretty. And then I'm going to take Cyprus Umber again and just put that on the outer corners of the bottom lash line. I love to do this. I don't know what it is, but the lower lash line is like my favorite place to blend. Even on days when I don't really wear makeup, I always do a little smokiness on the lower lash line. Alright, I went ahead and did my winged eyeliner off camera. This was done with the Kat Von D liquid liner in Trooper. So I'm just going to go ahead and give my lashes a quick curl so that they're nice and flipped up for my mascara, because I don't really use false lashes. Maybe I'll get into them at some point, but at this point it's not my thing. So I'm just going to curl them a couple times each so I can go in with my mascara and they'll look really fluffy and long and wonderful. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara in the shade Noir, which is black. The blackest black. This is my favorite mascara ever. This is my first high-end mascara I ever bought, and I fell in love. It's just so perfect. It separates them, it makes them volumized, it makes them longer. It's everything. Sometimes I use a different one on my lower lash line, a smaller mascara wand, but this is just, I will probably repurchase this 100 times, over 100 times, 100 times, 100 times. Either way, you can still use it on the lower lash line. As you see, I do that here. I just don't always do it, but I always use this on my upper lash line because it is beautiful. Alright, so now our eyes are good to go. So now for the best part, highlighter. This is the new Vintage Cosmetics Illuminating Face Highlighter Duo Set in Rose Quartz and Chocolate Diamond. I'm not sure if this is actually new, but it's new to me. I got it in my BoxyCharm for January, and it is so pretty. Oh my god. These shades mixed together are so good on my skin tone. I love this brand of highlighter so much. I got another one from them in a past BoxyCharm in the shade, I believe it was Rose Gold, and that was like my favorite. You know what, that's still my favorite, but it's not good for every day because it's really, really pink. But this, it's very neutral, it's perfect. Look at that, look at the shine on my nose. It's everything. I will use this just constantly. Please, BoxyCharm, continue to send us these highlighters, and I will be your best friend forever. Alright, we are glowing. Look at that cheek highlight. Are you kidding me? Now time for the lips. This is one of my other favorite parts because I'm obsessed with lipstick. So I'm going to go in with the Jordana Easy Liner for Lips in the shade 16 Sedona Red, and I'm just going to line my lips top and bottom. This takes me a little while because I'm very precise, because you don't want to be messy with red lipstick. Red lipstick, once it gets in your foundation, there's no fixing that unless you bring concealer with you when you leave the house, and I do not. Please ignore me. I am disgusting. Alright, and last for the face, I'm going to go in with my Smashbox Always On Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Bossy. I'm not sure. This red, ready? Look at this. Oh my god, it's everything. I swear. I bought one of these, fell so in love. I thought that the color might be limited edition, so I actually went out and bought a backup because this is the perfect red. This red beats every other red I've ever used. It's so good on my skin tone. It's so bright and vibrant, and this formula is great. I really like the Smashbox formula. It stays on all day. I can eat and everything, and it stays perfect. Alright, so this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can continue to put out more videos, and leave me a comment if you have any questions or comments. Bye.